Welcome back to the channel, guys. I'm just going to give you a little bit of an insight in regards to sort of paint and protecting it and how to keep up with it. There's a lot of things out there that are still the wrong products to use, big brands, massive advertisements, just clever advertising, and they're not always the best products. So we're going to give you a really quick guide on something we have called In Depth, which is actually designed to restore and revive certain colours, give a much deeper finish to them, hence the name In Depth, and actually put a protection on it at the same time. It is a bit of a fake product. It fills in swirls, scratches, things along those lines, but you know what, you're not all into the detailing as much as some customers. You don't want to pay for machine work, or you may not have a buffer to do it yourself. This product will do it for you, but at the same time actually put a protection, and it's safe, and that's the whole selling point of the product, why it's taken so many years to come out. So just a really quick guide on what In Depth is. The car we're working on at the minute is actually having a bit of a paint revival, similar to the video we've just uploaded, which is the Corsa SRI we did. So if you haven't seen it, click back on the channel and actually have a look at that, because the finish, to be fair, was incredible for just a single day. But basically, if you're going to have anything like this where your paint's oxidised, or it's got swirls or scratches and it has actually lost quite a bit of colour, you shouldn't be using polish, to be blunt. There's a lot of products out there that are polish, or they're a mixture of polish and glaze or something similar. But again, clever advertising shows that they do work. Polish will enhance your paint, it will deepen everything up, but it will sooner or later kill the paint. So you'll get to the point, for example, on a red car, Vauxhalls, things like that, where every time you polish your car it looks amazing until the day it doesn't, and then you can't do anything about it because you've actually killed the clear coat so far, and you've also taken the base from it. Basically, In Depth doesn't do that. It goes over the top as a glaze, but it fills things, it adds in a deepness to the paint, it gives a pop to the finish, and it will never damage it, so you can use it as much as you want whenever you feel you need to. Now, on the revival we did yesterday, we showed this customer the product, and it's something he's bought to basically maintain the car. So now we have detailed it, got marks out, brought the paint back. He's not going to lose that finish, where if you use the polish that would happen. So it's not for necessarily someone who had the car detailed. It will work on other cars, it will work on paint that's really damaged and still restore it. What we're trying to say to you is this product won't damage your paint even if it has been machined to a better finish. Now, what I'm going to show you is a panel on here where we've basically detailed half the panel. It's not fully finished, but it's just to give you a guide on the finish, on the difference in depth and what the colour is and how much paint it's lost. And this is to show that if this customer now goes back with the car and basically uses In Depth every time he keeps up with it or tries to maintain it, he will not go back to the old finish where it's oxidised and lost the colour. And that's the whole point, because why pay us to machine a car to then lose the colour straight away? So again, In Depth, give you a quick idea. I'll show you the bottle. The details are on the website, we'll put the link on, but this is to show you how we've actually brought this paint work back and how the customers are now going to be able to maintain it at home safely without any major costs involved. So what you can basically see here is a two-tone on the actual finish of the paint. I'm going to try and get different angles for you, there's no trickery involved. This part here hasn't had us do any machine work or anything on it, and as you can see, it's swirled, it's gone a bit pink, there's quite a lot of marring in there, and it's just lost all the colour. So what we've done is where we've machined, and you'll see the line here, again we're in the booth so it's not as obvious as it would be outside, but you can see we've actually brought the redness and the depth back onto there. We've also done a few of these panels, but what he can then do to maintain the two difference in colours there, as you can see there, is to use basically In Depth. And if you're a customer who buys this and your car is full of marks or swirls, it will help fill them for you. It works on anything but pretty much silver and white because it's designed for dark cars, and what it'll do is basically restore the colour, add the depth, add some pop, really revive your paint, and it'll do it safely. And that's the only thing really you should be using to bring your colours back, or to try and revive them, instead of polishing week in, week out. As I say, polish is abrasive. There's a lot of good advertisements out there. The reality is it's not something you should be using very often. There's methods to like revive your paint and restore the actual finish, and toxins and contamination such as clay bars, and really all you should be doing is shampoo, drying the car, using something like In-Depth afterwards, and then possibly a ceramic detailer like RSC Pro, and it's the easiest, safest way of basically maintaining your paint even on a regular basis. And that's just to give you an idea on that product, guys. So that's just really explain to you what In-Depth is, because we get a lot of questions about it being a new product and people aren't fully aware of what it really can do, how it works and how safe it can actually be. The other thing we recommend is basically these applicators here. We've spent a lot of time designing them. They look similar to others, but they are different. They're a very soft texture on the actual pad itself. Basically those pads are designed as like buffing pads and finishing pads, where the grip on the back is extremely tough. And that means even if you are heavy-handed or a bigger build, you're not going to put any pressure on the panels themselves, because the pad will take the grip from your forearm, and that means you get a smooth, accurate finish while you're working on it, and at the same time you're not putting a marring and marks into the actual paint itself. So if you do go and use something like In-Depth or any product that's similar, these pads are really good value as well, and they're only £4 and they're not actually designed to be thrown away, so you just maintain them, keep up with them, and they should last you forever.